So at Radiator Springs Racers, there's a position called belts. Belts is just after this loading area. It's where we check the restraints. We just have to ask the guests to pull on the yellow tab, make sure their shoulder straps are on. If they're on one of the four corner seats, the middle seat, like older cars, doesn't have a shoulder strap. Now all seats in cars have shoulder straps. Lots of rides have positions like this. Lots of rides have yellow tabs to pull on. But for some reason, uh, people have a very difficult time pulling on the yellow tab sometimes. We get lots of just they don't pull on the yellow tab, or they can't find the yellow tab, or they just stare at you when you ask them to pull on the yellow tab. It's one thing if they don't speak English. Obviously, if there's a language barrier, what are you going to do? Or if they're screaming because they're teenagers and they're not listening to you, then you have to. But today I had a family of 5 adults, all white people. I asked them to pull on the yellow tab. I have my little example yellow tab. And they just stared at me. Okay, maybe they don't speak English, so tug on the yellow tab. What is that? What's that yellow thing? That's just the example. You have one attached. Go ahead and tug on it. Why? I'm just checking your seatbelts. Can I have you tug on the yellow tab? So I don't just guys, go ahead and tug on the yellow tab so we can go. And it's so you don't fall out. I'm checking the seatbelts. That's what I'm doing. They didn't have any accents. There didn't seem to be any. They sounded like they could be American. They could be Canadian, but I just have a better experience that Canadian people tend to be a little bit smarter than that. I don't know how. It's gonna be a really long day for them if they're can't figure out what the yellow tab is, can't find it, don't want to pull on it. There's quite a few rides you gotta pull on the yellow tab. It was early, but they didn't laugh or like, aha, that was silly, we couldn't figure it out. It was none of that. It was just, they just didn't understand. We also get a lot of people trying to put the middle belt that doesn't have a shoulder strap over their shoulder, like pulling it out of the thing and clipping. I don't even know. Occasionally we'll get people grabbing the seat belt from one of the far corners and trying to buckle it on one of the middle, like on one of the other, like to try to put 2 people under one seatbelt because they couldn't find the other one. We get, it's strange because typically when women arrive to belts without a seatbelt to be found, they are panicking. I can't find my seatbelt. And you're sitting on it. But for some reason, a lot of time when men arrive to belts without a seatbelt, you'll look at the indicator lights, which tell me their seatbelt's not buckled, and they'll be like, "Oh, sir, go ahead and buckle your seatbelt." Can't find it. Oh, well then, yeah, just hold on. No, you have to find it. It's time for you to find your seatbelt. The time is now to find it. I don't know. People are special. The other day, the little yellow tab that we have, it's attached to a clip, so we could like clip it on our belt loop if we want to. The other day then you like tug it, like, oh, tug on the yellow tab. The other day someone reached out to tug my yellow, and I was like, what are you doing? Like, they're like, oh, you said tug on the yellow tab. I'm like, your yellow, not mine. People are so weird. I feel like most of the world that people that would be coming to Disneyland have been in a car before and put a seatbelt on. But maybe that's an assumption we shouldn't make. Maybe we should give them training on seatbelts. My lead today was telling me that she had a group of doctors once on Matterhorn, who tried to sit side by side, which I don't know if you know Matterhorn. Still, even though the seats are different now, you would sit one and then the other between the other's legs. And then they didn't know how to clip in seatbelts. But this lead asked them if what they did. They're like, oh, we're doctors. And they were all gynecologists. And I was like, I mean, can you, I don't know. Well, I hope you enjoyed the story time.